My name is Summer Carter. I am the founder of Wrinkles Society of Hope. I started Wrinkles in 2020. When I started Wrinkles, I just really was like, everybody's on, Facebook seeing all the victories or seeing how life is great. But what some people are not seeing is that women go through some things or people go through some things in order to get to those victories or get to those smiles. And I wanted to make sure that women weren't out there feeling alone, like they were the only ones going through. So when my other wrinkle, because we have many wrinkles, right? And when I do interviews with some women, they're like, "Oh, which wrinkle can I choose?" And they choose one wrinkle that may come to mind that they feel will be able to bless someone. And so I remember when I started Wrinkles, I shared my wrinkle story of, being evicted and how hard that was at the time, having a newborn and things like that. And I ended up being a co-author in The Wisdom of the Silver Sisters, wrote that short story about that. So in 2022, July 27th, 2022, when I received a phone call after many mammograms, I did not realize that that was going to be the journey of a wrinkle that will be a part of me for the rest of my life. Shout out to so many wrinkle breast cancer survivors that are out there. I know that your journey was your journey, just as my journey was mine and still is. It is effective, it affects you in different ways. So as I come today, I just want to make sure that you all are aware that these journeys of breast cancer are something that a story for each woman to tell. I'm so happy on the anniversary date of the day that I was told I had breast cancer. The fear of that day, I'm never going to forget it because I was on my way to my son's school open house, meet the teacher night. That's what it is. I was printing out his 7th grade schedule because we had forgot to print it out. I didn't want it on the phone. I'm trying to teach him responsibility. So I wanted him to have it in his hand so he can take myself and his father through the school. So I'm sitting in Staples because I was slammed at work as always. At the time, my job that I had was very stressful. It had been stressing me out the worst in my whole career in the last year. So just take note of that. Stress builds cancer. So it's not worth it. I'm not saying I know exactly where my cancer came from because I had a lump in 2013. Right before I met my husband, I had a biopsy and it came back benign, and the victory of the joy, the tears that it wasn't cancerous in 2013. COVID happened. I didn't get my mammogram. Then I switched jobs, so I didn't have insurance to cover. I didn't have good coverage at one time. My mammogram had cost $600 and finances wasn't great. New kids, switching jobs, things like that. No excuse. Because your life is worth more than $600. We figured out there's like free clinics out there, just like Tina with the Bridge Builders who do it every year. Mammogram from Mimosa. Shout out to Tina with the Bridge Builders. Anywho. So when I got that call, after I had 2 mammograms and I had an ultrasound, in my heart, I knew. But I just went to straight denial because I didn't want to think at all. One, my life is very busy with my boys. As most of you know, we run a lot. And I automatically went to the anxiety of my boys. One, how sick am I going to get? Like, I'm in the medical field, so I went all the way to the medical stuff. I couldn't even hear her trying to explain to me what type of cancer I have, what was going to happen next. I couldn't hear anything because I was on my way to my boy's school to walk him through his 7th grade classrooms. And I just found out I had breast cancer. The word cancer is the hardest word that I had to hear in my entire life. Cancer. I've been told blood pressure. I've been told broken parts, ankle, all this stuff. I've been told eviction. I've been told somebody stole your money. I've been told horrible things. Death. Someone died. It just shook my world. Hearing that word, cancer. But I started thinking, okay, no matter the level, I have to fight. Because I got 2 beautiful boys that I have to take care of. My husband is amazing, but I'm a mother. And you know how we are mothers. We huddle and love on our babies. So I pulled myself together after all the tears had flown from my eyes. And I walked into that school. And when I saw that brown-faced boy, I lost it. I had to turn around and like, Summer, get yourself together. You don't want to scare Kai. You don't want to scare him. Pull yourself together. Get in there. Get through this walk. Immediately, his father knew something was wrong because he knows me. We've been knowing each other for 13 years now. He knew something was wrong, but I just looked at him and I shook my head. He knew these results were coming. So he was freaking out. So he had to pull himself together. But anyway, when we got done walking through and I told his father, and he said, we got this. When I'm recalling my husband on my way to Kai's school for this, and I'm on the phone crying, and he said, we got this. Something about the fact of hearing those men telling me, we got this. And then telling my parents, and they, in their own way, said, we got this. And then telling my brother, who is my road dog, he looked and he said, we got this. And then calling my best friend and telling her, and everybody, my sister friends, Chris and Mill and Nye and Yanni and Rieta, everybody kept saying, we got this. So whoever I'm talking to today, you got this. You got this. It's crazy how you really find out who got your back when you're going through some things. And I went to a doctor, Dr. Adair. And she had been seeing me because as a woman, we go through some things, and I was just like emotional. I was fatigued, and she had me on hormone therapy to try to help me out. And as soon as that happened, I told her, she said, we need to scan everything. Today, I still thank you, Dr. Adair, because when they went to scan all my female parts, mind you, sidebar as well, I had talked to my gynecologist for a while and told her, something's not right in my uterus area. Why am I bleeding like this? Why is certain things happening? They did ultrasound and said, you're good. When they did their MRI, they could not believe how many tumors were forming in my womb. And the fact is, they were so scared that after I got my mastectomy, both of my breasts removed. I guess I need to go back, because the hard part is when people are going through things, you need to ask them what they need. Sometimes people think they want to be there so bad that they want to tell you what you need. So many people didn't understand why I wanted to go to all my doctor appointments alone. But it's the way I process things. So I went to all my appointments. When the doctor showed me all the cancer and how it was growing rapidly throughout my breast, and he was like, listen, I can't save your breast or your nipple. And I suggest that we test for genetics to make sure that this is not something that your nieces need to worry about, or your family, period. Also, your other breasts, it needs to go to, just to make sure you're good. But it's up to you. And I said, take them both. I want to be here for myself, my children, my husband, my family. I want to be here. They were so kind with me. And it was amazing how men were so attentive. Those men doctors were so attentive and telling me and educating me on so many things. I was only stage 1, but it didn't matter, because at that point I was saying cancer. And today it still scares me that I had cancer. I'm going to be honest, because I'm in the healthcare field. I know that having cancer, there's a chance that cancer can come again. I'm not speaking it because I have faith that God healed me, because I can be an advocate and a voice and an educator to women out there who are going through this. That you know that, first of all, always get a second opinion. I should have got a second opinion a long time ago about my uterus, but I feel like my breast cancer is the reason that saved my uterus from being something worse, because what was forming in there, the doctor said, was going to wreak havoc soon. So when I got my hysterectomy, my mastectomy, they automatically, a few months later, gave me a full hysterectomy as well. And they wanted to make sure that I was here to live. It was hard seeing those slits on my chest. And don't get me wrong, I didn't have big boobs before anyway, but it still was hard, because we're women and our bodies are just part of us, just like our hair is part of us. And so after the second surgery, when they went in and for the hysterectomy, and they found so many tumors wrapped around each other, and it was more than they expected, the surgery went really long. And when I went to my radiologist, and they told me I didn't have to have radiation treatment, I was so thankful. And I thanked God, because I knew that God just had me, because I was wondering how I was going to handle chemo or radiation and still try to take care of my boys and all this. And like I said, shout out to those warriors who did it all through cancer. You are a strong woman. Oh my gosh, you are strong. God only gives you what you can bear. And I just didn't know how I was going to do it all. So anyway, as they went and took it out, the surgery went from 3 hours to 6.5 hours. Everybody was freaking out. In result of all that anesthesia that I was under, although I didn't have chemo, my hair started falling out. And that was another difficult wrinkle to press through, because, our hair is our crown. My hair still is not back to where it was. But I'm here. Thank God for braids and things like that. But all that to say is that I cannot believe that I have had 3 surgeries over this past. I started in September. My last surgery was in May. And I was able to stand this month in July and play basketball and travel and be able to see my friends and just love on me because I'm here. I ended the expanding. They expand your breasts, and I ended the expanding because I was so tired. Sometimes you have to just know when you're done, and I was done. Work was so hard, and trying to take care of myself. And one thing I would say to you is take care of yourself. If just do it. I neglected myself a little bit because I have this S on my chest sometime that I'm a superwoman. So I got up quick. I did a lot of things quick. And I remember I had snuck after one of the surgeries. I went to the Sprouts and I was walking and I think it was the last surgery because this last surgery took me out a lot. I was walking in Sprouts and I couldn't breathe. I was tired. I was wiped. I thought I was going to pass out. And this older lady, I gave her my number. She never called me, but this older lady said, "Can I help you to," not too much older, but a little bit older than me. And she said, "Can I help you to your car?" I only had one little thing of groceries. And I said, I got the buggy. I'm going to hold on to the buggy. But she was like, "Can I walk you to your car?" And I said, "Yeah." She walked me. And she said, "You look like you're struggling. You know, been through some stuff." And I said, "Well, I just had breast cancer reconstruction surgery." And she said, "I'm a survivor too. We are now in a class together." And she said, "Take care of you." She's like, "I bet everybody's telling you to rest, but you're not resting. Take care of you." That's my story. That's my talk for you today. Take care of you. It's so hard when we're women of strength, but life is so precious. I'm standing here, sitting here today. I'm so blessed to be a cancer survivor. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I'm here to stand to say thank you because I get to see another day. I get to see my babies go to another grade. I'm preparing for Kai to go to 8th grade now. Like I said, this journey is my own. And I know there are so many women out there that are going through this journey. We got to stand together, help one another, speak your truth. If you need something, say it, and take care of you. It was so hard to tell my little boys that mommy has cancer because you don't know what might happen. And sometimes we don't tell kids things. Is that more traumatizing to them if something does happen? What do you mean something happened on the operation table? Why is mom even having an operation? So I'm always trying to tell my kids the truth. And to see the tears come down from my boys' eyes, it was so hard. But I explained to them, mommy has 1 versus 4, and mommy's going to have this surgery, and this is going to happen, and I'm hoping to be okay. We're just going to pray together. And my little one putting his little hand on me and praying with me. God gives you so much, but it's not just for you. This journey wasn't just for me. This journey is for any person that is listening to this. You got this. You got this, sis. And as I came out of this, my body image, I've been dealing with it. Because no, I didn't have nipples at the end of this. And I gained weight from the stress and the surgeries and not being able to move. So my body, I was looking at myself like, what is this? But then I had to think about it. I'm still here. I'm still standing. And I'm not just standing for me. I'm standing for every woman that is going through this journey, that may have to go through this journey, that have went through this journey. We are standing together. So, all you breast cancer survivors, warriors out there, kudos to you. I bow down. You keep strong, sis. You got this. You got this. And I got you. I just wanted to share a little because it's the anniversary of the day I heard I got cancer. But I got this. So I'm going to take care of me even more as the days go by because stress builds cancer, no rest builds cancer, and bad food build cancer. So all those things have to be changed. Thank you for listening. I hope that if you are fighting this, that you hold on to those around you. Grab their hands, grab their emotions that you need, and let them know that you need them. And they'll let you know you got this.